Hi, this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and it's crazy right now, and a lot of people are getting pretty nostalgic and thinking about good times and good memories with people and places and things. And so I thought I would do a tarot reading to see if your person who you're more than likely not in contact with is actually thinking about you and wishing things would have been different, or if you guys are going to get back together during this time frame, because trauma bonding is a real thing. And so let's just see what it has to say for you. So this is pile number 1, and I'm going to do one line for one person and then the other line for the other person. Whichever one you identify with the most, that is going to be the one that is you, and then your person is going to represent the other line. Or maybe it's a combination of the two lines, since you guys were at one point together, so considered as one. Or you were kind of hinging on that point and then it dissolved. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle these really quick. Oops. So that one fell out, which I normally don't do. I just divide them into 3 piles and call it a day. I'm going to go ahead and take it and just put it in the middle. This is the strongest card. Put these into 2 piles, take the top. Whoops, take the top one. Okay, the outcome card is the Tower in reverse. Go ahead and just turn these over. Okay. All right, so we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. We have this 7 of Wands in reverse. And the outcome card for that person is going to be the Tower card in reverse, which the Tower card in reverse is good because that means it's already happened. This is kind of a unique deck in the fact that it has 2 sides to it, and they mean 2 entirely different things. So the way that I do these is I just kind of shuffle them, and then I pick from the bottom so that I don't know what I'm looking at when I'm picking. Usually this pile represents you and the other pile represents your person. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and divide into 3s. I'm a 3 life path, so I do everything in 3s. So just an FYI. And the outcome card of the 3 is the 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about these cards. Alrighty. So it looks like at one point with the 10 of Wands, whomever this line is, if it's you or your person, put in a ton of work into this relationship. And it was burdensome, and it was just a lot to deal with. And so this person made a choice, took an action, and is pretty confident with that action, meaning that at the time it seemed like the right idea. I feel like there's a little insecurity with this in reverse, that action was the right action to take, because there was so much work that went into this. I feel like maybe the need to walk away from it, to let this Tower moment get to them, may have been the wrong choice. And so they're just rethinking that and kind of trying to decipher what action to take at this point. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse, which means that I don't think they're looking for a new person. I don't think they're investing in new emotional endeavors at this time. I think that they are in a highly reflective state with this Tower card in reverse, meaning they took actions. These actions led to consequences. And so now they're thinking these consequences through, and it's a very exploratory process. With the Seven of Wands, there was some learning that was attained from that relationship or that partnership. And, you know, you need to take what you need to take, and the rest of it, you need to leave behind, no matter how hard it is to leave it behind. You know, it seems to me like this person actually is more reminiscing about the actions they took that led to a negative consequence. And so it's much more ruminating. It's not about starting an emotional bond right now. When you get in critical moments, when you rehash things nostalgically, even, and it's in a critical moment like this, you think of all your foolhardy actions and all the things you did and all the things you wouldn't have done, or you rethink all the things you said or whatever. I feel like this person right here is really rethinking some of the actions and some of the consequences of those actions as well. With the Tower card, this Tower moment to me was just, it was actually like a quick action. It feels like it's a very hasty action. It wasn't well thought out. It was like a knee-jerk reaction more than it was an action where it was based on logic, because we don't see any swords in this. So I don't think that this was a much more reactive person. The person that is this Lion is one of those people that just is impulsive, and just when they feel something, they just take action immediately, because there's a naivety or an immaturity in the emotional realm, it seems like, with this Ace of Cups in reverse, that I feel like they're just really regretting some of the actions they took that led to a negative consequence for them. In this line, we have the Wheel. It's in reverse. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse, and we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. I want to point out something about these two Cups cards. So on this particular card, one thing that's really indicative of this card is, you know, this one's an adult, but this one's a child. And right next to the outcome, this is a fully formed adult. And so, but there is still a youthful nature about this particular cup, this card. So I feel like, if you want to know my opinion, this is a very karmic relationship. It's ran its course. It's cycled completely, and it has released a lot of inner child work, which means just automated programming that we learned as a child. We learned, this person, whoever this person is, learned to doubt themselves and emotionally. They might have been very sensitive, and, you know, people may have put them down for being too sensitive. And so what they did was it looks like to me, this person learned to shut off their emotional self and try to concentrate on attracting people based on material, on the material realm. So it could be that they were just very beautiful, or that they were very well established, that they were very very elevated in their career. This suggests to me that they're very worried about that right now. During these tough times, people are going to be rethinking a lot of things. They're going to be triggered unusually. To me, this comment represents a trigger of the inner self. And with the Nine of Cups in reverse, it just means that there's some emotional instability, some dissatisfaction, some disharmony about how this emotionally played out. And the consequence of this relationship was that a lot of work went into this relationship So if you're watching this and you had a very short-term relationship, this is absolutely not the pile for you. These people put in a lot of work into this relationship. 9, 8 of Cups. They've got cycles here with the wheel. You know, look at that big old 10 of Wands in reverse and 7s. This was a long-term relationship, or it was a relationship that was very serious. It wasn't a casual relationship or anything. It was something that was just very, very serious. And so when this is in reverse, it meant that either the cycle of the relationship has ended and there was a lot to learn, and that is what you guys are doing right now, is learning and growing, especially in times that try, you know, that really remove ego from this, and then you're starting to really concentrate on the right things. You're really reflective that maybe money wasn't that important, and maybe your career wasn't that important, or maybe status wasn't that important. Those things are a little inconsequential right now. And so that may be what's being visited at this point with these two people in this relationship. So we have this card right here, and it is time to release negativity, the full moon in Scorpio. So a full moon in Scorpio is an intense moon, and it is upright, which means that this, first of all, this inner work, this deep inner work, this card definitely pertains to that person. I would say that it is more along this line. And this card is probably a realization for this person. So it's more like this. So in this line of person, let's talk about the top line. When you work this hard at something, and you're a knee-jerk person, and you're kind of impulsive with the actions you take, the realization is that caused a lot of upheaval, that caused a lot of instability in this person. Maybe this person saw you as a very stable, reliable person, a very mature person, a person who fixates on what they want, and they usually go after and get it. And maybe this person is regretting this decision of doing so many things to cause the tower moment. I feel like this person caused the tower moment, and this person was more emotionally invested than this person. And so when it's time to release negativity in this full moon in Scorpio, what that means is it's time to release the negativity, I don't know if there was jealousy, if somebody was fixating on something and wouldn't let it go, and pushing the other person to get an outcome. This seems like to be a little bit of a power struggle in general, because I think you guys were coming at this from two different angles, and you guys were fixating on your outcomes, and therefore it just seemed like it was like a tug of war type relationship, and not so much a relationship based on mutual wants and needs. And so when you are in, you know, when this person is in this, the realization is this person is, I don't know, I want to say on the more superficial side, they're very quick. I feel like they're a little emotionally insecure. And so they're just regretting their actions. This person is a much more awakened person, aware person, a much more enlightened person emotionally. They feel things deeper, they dive deeper, they invest more emotionally. This person probably got hurt a lot more than this person, but this person definitely is feeling the disappointment and the loss at this point. The Warrior, but in reverse. So the Warrior in reverse, to me, I was talking about a power struggle, and I don't think anybody won in this scenario. I think if two people were fixating on different things and there was a power struggle, and this seemed to be an equal match. I don't think, because one person is as much more in the feels and much more intuitive and much more emotion based, and this person up here is much more action oriented, heart based. They just kind of go off in the moment. They react in that moment. I feel like that's inconsequential at this point. It's the fact that both of you lost, and so there is no true winner in that scenario. I feel like that's what that means. This is intention, but it's in reverse. It has the wise owl here with the egg. So the egg signifies birth, transformation, a renewal, a new beginning, with wisdom, but in reverse. So what that seems to me is there still, it feels to me like there is just a lack of, there's no communication in this. You see no swords at all. So there's like absolutely zero invested in this relationship on a communication level. And so it's hard to have a really wise conversation about what happened, and you know, one person felt this way and one person did an action, and it's hard to have that conversation when I feel like there's some immaturity in this relationship with this line of person. And then this person gets triggered easy because they've been through a lot. They like to concentrate on the positive outcome, but I feel like this person definitely has some like inner triggering to deal with that is just pretty tough. This is the wise leader, your beacon for others, but it's in reverse, which means, and this card is the warrior. So a warrior is a leader. It's in reverse. I feel like nobody feels like they won here. I feel like that's the strongest message here, is like nobody feels like they won. Nobody feels victorious. Nobody feels like they got what they wanted. And there's no communication about it. So I feel like this is just one of those things that didn't have any closure. It didn't have any, you didn't tie things up. And so there's just this longing for maybe tying that up, maybe having that conversation about what happened and the consequence of it. And these are people from two different worlds, just to be mindful of. So we have the penguin, which is the 3 of cups, which I think more aligns probably with this line of Pearson celebration groups, soul groups, and time to focus. You know, penguins meet for life, and they go through extremes in partnerships to be together and to have families. And so I feel like this more aligns with this person right here, this penguin. And they're much, I feel like this person was really in it for the right reasons. I mean, they were really in love with this person. And it's hard when you have a karmic relationship or a soulmate that is only there for a period of time to help you grow. I feel like this person's probably going to grow more than this person from this situation. And then we have the bluebird, 3 of swords, emotional storm, freedom from strife. So I feel like what's really good that I'm seeing coming out of this is this person up here who is just a knee-jerk person, trigger happy person, a person that just goes with whatever feeling they have in the moment because they just take action constantly. I feel like in the 3 of swords, they could have actually looked at this on a much more multidimensional level at this point. And their thoughts are starting to form into some logic for this person. And like I said, they're regretting the consequences of their actions. And so when there is some enlightenment, I think there's a lot of indecision and a lot of confusion still with this person. I think there's a lot to learn from this person, but they will. They will. I mean, there's something about you too, because these are both birds. So there's something about you guys that there's some commonalities in between these two extremes that probably only you guys understand. Self-love, but in reverse. It's hard when you guys are like learning and growing from a situation, and it's hard not to take that out on yourselves and to really understand the consequence of that. And so I just feel like the self-love is just, this is a long process. It's a sensitive process right now. And I feel like people are going through a lot. And so just to be very mindful that you need to take this time to heal, to learn, to grow from this relationship. During these tough times, will you get back together? Gosh, I don't know. With all these in reverse, I feel like there's a lot more that needs to go into the growth process of what happens after a relationship dissolves. because of differences. And then I think you guys can move forward. And then right here, truth. Truth, throat chakra. This is not talking. This is, you guys need to talk about what happened. If you can see right here, there's fire and ice. It's kind of like there's just talk about the differences, talk about what happened. This person being a little immature and this person being much more evolved, that may be difficult. That's why there's such a drastic difference in these elements, but it might be beneficial. And then this is a blessing for those who are near their final breath. Final breath, this doesn't mean death to me. What this means is it can mean something to the degree of when you get to a final moment, final clarity, final cumulative wisdom. It's that breath of letting it go. It's that breath of having peace with the moment and not concentrating on will we get back together, but what will we learn from this? What will we utilize? What will we take into our next relationship? If this relationship were to ever, if you guys were to ever get back together, there would just, you would have to rehash out all of these differences. And there's some very vast differences. I mean, penguins really don't fly and bluebirds soar. That's a big difference in what you guys choose to do. I mean, this person is much more fixated on family, and this bird is just flying and soaring around and enjoying things. So there's some immaturity in this person that is very tough. And then the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. So this is just asking you to release this, let it go. Understand that probably this relationship probably won't get back together. If you guys did get back together, it would not be at this time. It would be at a later time after this person has evolved and this person has let go of all of the things that were said and done and actions that were created that involved a lot of emotional pain. And then I think there's a time here. I think what would turn this energy around and maybe make it closer to what some of you may be hoping for is that you've got to let this go. You've got to stop fighting about it. You've got to stop picking sides and defending that side. You know, you've got to just understand that differences are differences, and that's okay for to be different. Because, you know, these two animals, these two spirit animals, these two souls are like so different. They have such different perspectives on life that it may be cool to tap into that difference. I mean, you were attracted to that person for that difference for some reason. So you had to, you know, that's something that was important at the time. And that's it for you, pile one. Hello, pile two. We are going to be talking about during these tough times, will we get back together? People during times like this often get nostalgic. They often think about what could have, should have been, and what they tend to linger on emotion, like moments in time where you might have felt good or things might have felt normal. And so some of you may be wondering what is going on with your person during these times, and are they thinking about you, and are you guys possibly going to get back together? So I'm going to put this over here, and I'm just going to shuffle these cards real quick. So I'm going to put down two lines. I'm going to put down, this first line is more than likely your person, but it could be you. Whichever line you identify with, that is going to be the line that is for you. And then the other line is going to be for your person. Okay. No, I don't use cards like, I do it a little different. Sorry. I'm just shuffling really quick. I did shuffle these earlier, but okay. So I'm in life path 3. I divide everything into 3, and then I just take the top card. That's just easier than shuffling forever. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups in reverse, we have the Queen of Wands upright, and we have the Page of Cups, and then we have the Two of Swords in reverse. And then this card, I'm just going to go ahead. These are unique cards in the fact that they have two sides, called the vice versa deck, and they have two different meanings for the same card. So we'll go through those. My bad. Okay. Page of Cups, Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is pretty fierce, pretty solid, knows who she is. When she invests, it's for the long haul. She takes action. She has no fear. But the Page of Cups is maybe a little emotionally immature. Definitely action oriented, but maybe just a little bit emotionally immature, or maybe more youthful minded when it comes to emotional situations. So 3, and then I take from the bottom so that I can't see what I'm taking. Okay. 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 So there's our two people in this deck. Okay. All right. So the second line was, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the King of Cups, and we have the Nine of Swords. I find it interesting that both of you, your outcomes are swords. One is the Two of Swords, and we have a 2 here. So this person is thinking a lot about the relationship. They are reminiscing all the time. They're very nostalgic about this person. Their thoughts are very divided about this relationship. It was deep. It was an emotional bond. I feel like it was a very, for lack of a better term, just a cosmic bond or a soulmate bond. Just, you know, as soon as you guys met, there was this immediate emotional connection, and very emotionally fulfilling when you guys met, or just emotionally drawn to each other. The Queen of Wands suggests that not so much ego got in the way of this person, is that they were just very busy. They had a lot of responsibilities. They were very important. And so a lot of the time they probably didn't have a whole lot of time for this emotional based relationship. They were doing so many things. They were distracted by so many things because they were important to a lot of people. And this Page of Cups, there was an innocence and a naivety. This was bringing this person back down into more the innocence of love, like the purity of love. It suggests that this person, as strong and confident and as assured as they are, with a wand, and they're very magnetic, and they get a lot of attention, and they're just, you know, kind of like one of those people that kind of everybody wants. With the maturity level on this, this person feels very drawn to this relationship and thinks often about it, especially during these times, and really truly wants us to have some more communication with this person. They long emotionally for the closeness that this relationship once was. But their thoughts and their emotions often, their thoughts often get away in the way with actually pursuing this on an emotional level. I think their thoughts sometimes, at one moment they feel like they wanted to go take action and start this back up again, and then I think there's other times where, you know, they talk themselves out of it, or or maybe they get information that just makes them believe that they shouldn't pursue it. So there's a lot of duality in this reading for this poor Queen of Wands. And this doesn't have to be, this could be the male side of it. This is a very action-oriented, a very strong person, a person that is very secure with their masculinity and their action-oriented energy. So it doesn't have to be female or male if you don't resonate with that. Ace of Wands. This person definitely wants to take an action to create a different outcome, but there is some, see how this lightning seems to go through this Ace of Wands. If it was on this side, there would be like a clear go. They're feeling pretty confident. They feel like they've got it. Here, it makes me feel like there was some pain associated with this. Something happened that caused, it seems like, an absolute separation for this. And so I feel like this person in this line, God, they would have to go through so much, I feel, to prove themselves worthy of this relationship. I feel like they almost don't feel like they're good enough for this Queen of Wands. This person has status or money or a strong career, or they're just very eager to get those things. And this person feels a little bit like maybe not wanting to work that hard to get this person's attention. There was definitely some stings that happened. This person is deeply emotional. They're the King of Cups. And so they're wanting something that they know that they are going to be emotionally secure in getting. And it needs to be solid and safe. And it can't be something that adds a lot of emotional instability in their life if they were to go through with this. So this person wants it, but is hesitant at the same time. There is a lot that went down. This person seems to have went through more than this other person. I mean, they're indecisive, and this person wavers emotionally. This person was very emotionally involved. And so was this person, to the point to where I think they thought at one point about committing to this relationship. And going through it with the long haul. I mean, this is a person that, has a very, they're very emotionally elevated, but this person seems a little bit more on the emotional immature side, and really loves the way they feel when they're with this person, where this person was in it for a much different reason. They were in it for the ultimate emotional commitment to this person. So there's a lot of thoughts to keep this person up at night. You guys both miss each other. You both think about each other. This person is much more inclined to think about the painful things that happened and the loss in the relationship and what went wrong. This person is much more inclined to think about what was beautiful and great about that person, what they miss about that person, and the emotional bond that they had with that person, and that they wish it could be there. Let's see. Have faith in your dreams, a waxing crescent moon. And so I feel like this would be this person. I feel like they're very this person is all heart. It's all passion based. And so they're much more inclined to think about all the good things that happened in this relationship and very dreamy about it. Whereas this person is resilience, but in reverse. And so this person feels like there was a huge consequence to be with this person. Not that they don't miss that person, because they're the King of Cups. They wouldn't have invested all this time and thought about this person for the long haul had they not wanted a commitment with that person. But a lot went down, and there was a lot of consequence. And so this person is just not feeling very resilient at this time. This time is very draining. It's very hard on people. It's taking a toll on people. And so I don't think they feel very resilient at this point to go ahead and take this risk, which is in reverse. They're not secure with risk. It would be upright. They're very insecure about risk when it's in this position. There was a consequence to this. And so I think they're just very hesitant about moving forward. Hole in the soul. Ooh, this is the harsh card. This card, like I said, this person has a lot of memories of painful, unsettling things. And so this person could be feeling this hole in the soul, just not totally healed from what happened. I feel like this person, it's different, I think, because when you're a little bit more, I don't know, maybe naive or just a little bit more immature, you let things go a little bit easier. This person seemed to be much more mature. There might be an age difference between these two, which is why this person is they think about it, they're much more wavery, they're indecisive about which action they want to take. But this person remembers everything and created solid obstacles for going back to this person. Expected visitors, but in reverse. So I think most of you are not expecting this person to contact you. You're not expecting this person to reach out to you because it is, for lack of a better term, you know, this was an ending, and the ending is what happened between you two seemed to be pretty darn serious. And it was definitely, this person probably was a little bit more on the indecisive side of things, or this person was in it for the long haul. So there could have just been something that went down that was, you know, very upsetting for both of you. And then Journey by Moonlight, believe in magic. Journey by Moonlight, sorry, somebody just got up. Believe in magic. I don't think anybody believes in magic in this relationship. I think if it's Journey by Moonlight, that would mean that the emotions overwhelmed you guys, and you know, there was this very nostalgic feelings about all of these good emotional moments between the two of you. I think this is a much more reality-based relationship. Intuitively, it feels like this King of Cups being so strong is very in tune with what went down emotionally. And so if there was a division, it seems like a very intuitive, right thing to do. This person's probably a little bit more indecisive about that situation. So let's look at the two animals that we have representing your people. So the armadillo is marking territory, impenetrable defense, and caution. This would be this person for sure. You know, there is this feeling with this little armadillo that this guy's very cautious, and immediately if it goes into some sort of threat, it will just like roll up and just into a little ball with its protective armor on the outside. So they just protect themselves under all situations. And then this is, the tortoise. Home is where the heart is. That's this person. Slow moving, probably too slow moving. Probably, I mean, I don't think that these animals are too opposing of each other. I like the way that they have this, they're just slow moving. They have these thick outer shells. Seems like these guys last for a really long time in the world. So I feel like both of you have are very similar to me, which seems to be really good. This person is much more heart-based. So home is where the heart is, where this person is much more protective, King of Cups, just very real, very secure with their decisions. And once they make a decision, they just kind of go off. This person moves away slowly. So this person's probably having a harder time with the division between the two of you than this person right here. And then we've got Mother Earth. And so this is about grounding this relationship. This relationship, I think, was a little, you guys were much more, it was in the feels, I think, for this person. But for this person, it was much more about longevity. And so earth energy is about things that stand the test of time, you know, very rooted in reality, you know, very down to earth. This person with this the Queen of Wands, she's very forceful. She's very, she projects herself in a way of confidence. And so she attracts a lot of attention. And this may have made this person feel a little bit insecure. Maybe what they were trying to impress the person with just didn't quite catch the eye of this Queen of Wands. This person's probably now regretting that. Okay, a blessing for healing and for injury or illness. So this person's, I would say the blessing that I would say for healing in this person is that they have some clarity and make a decision already. Stop wavering. And for this person, for their healing in this injury, as this person just got really hurt. And so there's a lot of thoughts they need, this hole in the soul, they need to release that. There's absolutely no way to, one person's going to want it and the other person doesn't at this point. There's some similarities here that could very well turn around as you guys move forward. But at first it's gonna come with, I feel like if you guys talk right now, this person may see this person is still indecisive, and you know what, they're expecting this person to come with them with answer to all of this, solve the problem, grow up. And this person is a 2, this person's a 9. You know what I'm saying? This person's upright, this person's like in reverse. So I still feel like there's a world of difference between these two people. Do they think about you? Absolutely. Do they think about getting back together with you, this person? Absolutely. But this person is resistant. And this one is, I surrender to a power greater than me. With Earth and surrendering, and with the longevity of these guys, this could come back around at a later date, but it's definitely going to come after some healing has transpired and there's not so much fresh memories or so much feelings of like this hole, this loss, this, God, they've been through it. If you look at these two cards, this relationship has been through it, and there's some war wounds that has been attained from it. And the consequence was this person is still, there's still a world of difference between these two people. So that is it for pile number 2. Hi guys, this is pile number 3. You have chose, and this is just a quick video about during these tough times, will we get back together? And this has to do with these times of like, with everything being so uncertain, people usually will go back to thinking about times that were much more ideal, memories that felt good, situations that made them feel normal. And so I feel like a lot of people are getting very nostalgic over previous relationships. And you know, it's very typical during times like this, during crises, to form trauma bonds and get back together to just get through some of this scary times. And so I'm sure that some of you out there are thinking about, gosh, does this person even remember me, think about me the way that I think about them? It was when everything felt good. It's when everything felt normal and happy. And you're just wondering if your person felt the same way. Okay. So the way that I do this is I divide this into 3s. And when I divide it into 3s, and the reason I do that is because I'm a 3 life path. And so I really like 3. Hence pile 3 is always my favorite. But okay. If you ever want to know the decks I'm using, they're all listed in the comment box below. So I'm going to form 2 lines. One will be your person or one will be you, whichever one you identify with. That is the pile for you. Ooh, dang, fierce. Wow, that's pretty incredible. You've got the Queen of Coins or Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and we have the 8 of Cups, and then we have the 4 of Swords in reverse. Okay. This is a cool reading. These are like powerful. And look at this first line. It's like all upright. I mean, just the maturity level alone in this first person. You know, they're the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. That's pretty impressive. And Eight of Cups, confidently walking away from something. Pretty impressed. So these are kind of, this is an interesting deck. It's called the Vice Versa deck. So there is something to say on both sides. I'm going to divide it into 3 piles. Choose from the bottom, my new favorite deck. 10 of Wands. Oh, got this card again. This was in pile number 2. If you guys want to watch pile number 2, might be significant to some of you. We have the Hermit in reverse. This, I think, was in reverse in, might have been pile number 2. Pile number 1, I can't remember. Oh, and the King of Cups was actually in pile number 2. So this is super interesting. You guys might want to watch that to see if you go through a separate phase later on. That's what I normally do. So we've got this first person, very mature, very well established, very intelligent, very, you know, I feel like very highly regarded, highly respected person, is, you know, pretty much the queen of her castle or queen of his castle. Very strong, fierce person, very grounded, very realistic. And I love these two together because this means that not only is this person grounded and realistic, but highly intelligent, which means they make good investments, make good decisions. And the Eight of Cups is just showing this person walking away with the cups kind of like tipped over as he's walking into the light. So there was something that went down that was not okay with this person. And so they decided to walk away and leave this emotional bond behind. So I'm feeling like you guys are not speaking. Let's see here. Because this is a Cancer card. Cancers tend to clam up. This is Virgo in reverse, which means that when it goes into reverse in Pisces. And so they tend to hermit in to be a recluse. So I don't think that either one of you are talking at this point. I'm not, I feel like because this card is a sword, but it's a 4 sword, but it is meaning that this person is doing a lot of thinking about this relationship, has attained something from this relationship, something very important to them, and they are utilizing that wisdom as they move forward. This is a very elevated person. It's a very wise person. It's a person who reflects and pulls something important away from, even if they fail, they pull something important away from it and they learn. This person is your 10 of Wands, and this person in the 10 of Wands is a burdened person. This is a person who may have done a lot of things, took a lot of actions, and the consequence is, to me, this just feels very weighed down, very burdened, because some of the actions may have had an intense consequence. With the Wheel card in reverse, this person to me suggests that they are not as secure with the way this ended. This cycle has not ended for them. When the Wheel is in reverse, that means that the clarity, if you look at the light sky, if it was this side, there definitely would be some things that they are still learning from this side of it, and there's some illumination with this person. I think they're in the phase of still learning, especially with the Hermit card being in reverse. With the Hermit card being in reverse, the illumination hasn't happened yet. So this just feels, I feel like they feel very burdened, very victimized, very overwhelmed with the situation. I don't feel like they see the big picture as of this time. But do they think about you? Yes. Or do you think about them? Yes. This person is much more logical in the way that they think about this. It's just this person's almost like a very point blank person. They look at things realistically. If it doesn't succeed, they just attain the wisdom from the failure and they move away. So it's not as emotional. I mean, it's hard to walk away from emotional situation, but this person has maturity on their side. And so it's a little bit easier to walk away from that. Whereas this person right here, this person still feels like they're still in the feels. They're in this Cancer energy, or they're in this King of Cups energy where, yes, they are learning and they will get to this outcome and they will learn. And these two would be closer to getting together once this person gets out of this mentality. So there's still some transitioning that's going on with that person. This person, if somebody were to reach out to the other one, this person would just be very wise and very logical about what happened. And they would, talk about this on not a highly emotional level. They would understand it for what happened. This person, I feel like, would be much more emotionally protective and of themselves, and they still feel very burdened by all of the things that happened in this relationship. So I feel like this was just a very with the capability of the Wheel and the capability of the Hermit being in this person, these people could be very elevated together at a later date. So I do think they think about you. But I do think that it's with some remorse more than it is, gosh, we're going to get back together. There's some acceptance with this person, and then there's some protective, emotionally protective feeling with this person. This person is a new moon in Gemini. Communication is key, but it's in reverse. So I don't think communication is happening right now. This isn't a very lighthearted situation. And so I feel like there's a lot on the line. And so if you have a new moon in reverse, which means it goes into Sagittarius, I feel like this person is kind of just taking what happened, kind of moving forward with it as cumbersome and as burdensome as it is. They still have this to learn. So they're still in the learning process. So don't give up on it quite yet. This person is release, the wax crescent moon. I feel like if this is the way it would go, like what would happen is this person isn't into releasing the situation. They're into the learning part of it, the reflective part of it, the maturity part of it, the growth from it. Releasing is not what they're doing right this second. And I feel like this person is much more closed off. Crabs go immediately in their shell and go into hermit mode and protective mode for long periods of time once they didn't get what they want. And if the hermit is in reverse and they're kind of in the polarity of Virgo, which would be Pisces, it's still a little bit, there's still a lot to learn, and they'll work it out at a very slow pace. There's two cards that are in reverse about releasing and letting go. So are you guys letting each other go? No. You guys are holding on to this for some reason. Maybe something more that you guys could learn from each other. Maybe something more that you guys need to ascertain from each other. The Ori Desert, but in reverse. In this reverse, she would be in this isolated desert that's really hot with nothing but a mirage to move forward with. I don't think this person is caught up in the mirage in reverse. This person is not in a state of disillusionment. This is about a reality check. This is about growing and learning. This is about you guys have learned something from each other, and that's what this relationship was about. If you see the wheel, you see the wheel in a cycle. This was a very faded type relationship. Breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. So I like that. It's not right now. They are not going to be reaching out to you possibly in the near future. There's a lot going on in their lives. And so There's a lot they need to tend to. This person is going to be very much more rational and logical, tending to the things that need to be tended to right now. They're not caught up in this emotional situation right now. This person, I feel like, they're in their head a lot. They're trying to work things out. So I feel like the division is for this pile is just simply because there's a lot going on in their realities that they're having to deal with. So the two animals are a jaguar. Queen of Swords obviously goes with this pile. So it's quick wit, facing demons, profound transformation. Jaguar is very fierce, very sharp, very cutting with their words. It probably wouldn't be a good idea if this person has really dissolved this bond, hasn't released what happened, not to talk to this person because they may cut you with their words. They may jump to a logic more than this emotional this person needs like a much more emotional approach. So that may be tough for these two relationships. And then there's the Wolf, the Knight of Pentacles. This is reputation, reliability, and results. This person is going through it. This person down here. And I feel like these are two fierce animals, two confident people, two people that are very, look at this. This is a King of Cups. So it's a very mature person, and this is a very mature person. They look at things from two different angles. One's from a much more emotionally evolved area. This person is down to earth and grounded and realistic and logical. So the Wolf has a very illogical approach to this, whereas the Jaguar goes on basic instinct. And so this person who's in water is a very instinctual person. You'll know when the right timing is. Just tune in. If this is you, tune into your intuition and wait to know when to approach this situation, when to approach them, when to get back together, when to call them. I don't think that this is the right time for either one of you, to be honest. And then home. It's a beautiful card because I feel like there's a lot of solace in your guys' homes right now, in what you guys have built, the achievements that you've done. It can put your energy right. It's a great place to recharge and to think about this situation away from other people, away from their input, away from their emotional perspectives on your situation. And then balance, so yin and yang. So yeah, I'm feeling like you guys probably were yin and yang for each other. And I think you guys could be good for each other. I feel like there's a fierceness. This is like a power couple. I feel like you guys have what the other one doesn't have. So this would be a really great relationship to revisit. I think they think about you. This person definitely thinks, and I know this person does, because if it's a Cancer-based person, they always hang on to their past. And this person is logical, but they've learned something so important from this relationship about themselves that they'll never ever forget you. And then this person is a blessing for good men and fathers. So this is just a time to really embrace the masculine energy, feed your masculine spirit on both sides. Take actions. I look at this guy right here. This person doesn't really have a problem with the actions they take. They think everything through realistically and grounded. This person, I think, took some actions they regret. And so I think this card is just, just try to embrace your masculinity, and especially with this person, to gain some balance and perspective and some dimension to what happened, and maybe not be so in the feels. Maybe look at it from, to me, this guy, this man is just very grounded, very earthly. You look at the Queen of Pentacles, she's very earthly. So you just have to look at this from a very realistic point of view and give this time. Yin and yang relationships take time to grow and mature and to come back together. So this isn't something that will be done hastily. So do I think you'll get back together during this time? Not right now. I create mindful moments through the day, reminding myself I am love and miracles are nurtured. I do believe that you guys could come back to this relationship, and you guys could get back together, let the healing happen, let go of whatever occurred in this relationship. There was some growing that needed to happen when you guys parted. Part of what you guys were learning was to let go of the things you guys were concentrating on, the deficiencies or the lack that you guys had in stability. Time will heal that. Time will heal this whole entire relationship if you guys respect it and give it time. And if you're not compulsive with your words, I don't think either one of these people are the compulsive type that would just give into fear and just say things they don't mean. This person, I think, already did that, so there's some learning there. That is it for pile number 3. I am now going to do my final pile number 4. Hi guys, hi pile number 4, my 4th and final pile. This is a conversation that you want to have because during these tough times right now, you get kind of nostalgic, you remember the good times, you remember what could have, should have been, and so you may be longing for a person that you've lost some contact with, and you're wondering, does that person still feel the same way about me? Do they think about me? Do they miss me? Do they wish we were back together? Are we gonna, get back together during these tough times? It's really hard when you are experiencing a time where there's so much instability going on. You just linger for those times and long for those times where you just remember that there used to be this really amazing person in your life that you felt a lot about. So I'm going to do this in a really unique way. I'm going to make one line for one of the people in this relationship, and I'm going to make another line for the other one. Whichever line you identify with, that is you. So basically I put this into 3 piles. I'm a life path 3, so I love 3. We've got the Ace of Coins. We've got the 10 of Coins. And we have the 7 of Cups. And we've got the Empress in reverse for the first one. And this is a cool, unique deck in the fact that it has 2 sides for the same cards. This is the Star card, and it has 2 different sides to it. So the way that I do this is I pull from the bottom so that I can't see what I'm pulling. I'm just going to mix this up a little bit, and then I'll do the same thing where I split it into 3 piles and pull from the bottom. Okay. Okay. Oh, yay. I've got a happy pile. The other piles was like, oh, we've got the 2 of Cups in reverse, but we have the 4 of Wands. I love this card. I love it. I got it the other day and researched it. It was really pretty. And then we have the 2 of Wands. This is a pretty pile. I really like this pile. Okay, so let's talk. Ace of Coins, or that would be Ace of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the 7 of Cups. I think this person thinks about you a lot, if this is you, or maybe you think about this person a lot. With the Empress being in reverse, I think that there is maybe this person is a little indecisive about what they want to do or when they want to do it. They're probably waiting for perfect timing to reach out and have a conversation. Both of these cards are Venus cards. So I feel like this person is just waiting for that divine timing and trying to make a decision as to what they want. Looks like there's lots of options for this person. So different ways they could go for emotional fulfillment. Because of this 10 of coins, I feel like this is a very attractive person, a very secure person, a very prominent person. It's a very established person, very secure person. But they really are thinking very, very nostalgic about the beginning of your guys' relationship and how valuable they thought it was. And so, but there's a lot right now coming at this person. And so I think there's a lot they are contemplating and thinking about. They do need to make up their mind. This person, however, is the Four of Wands, and this person thinks that this person is their soulmate, their happiness, that this is the person for them. They absolutely know it. With the Two of Cups being in reverse, I feel like this person is much more emotionally invested than this person. This person is emotionally invested in a lot of things, where this person was they were just focused on this one person. And so there's a lot that went into this relationship. I feel like this relationship may have been on and off again. I'm kind of sensing as this, I feel like this person, I don't feel like this person was a player per se, but they just have a lot of opportunities because of who they are and how attractive they are, or how enchanting they are. And so they're always tempted. Whereas this person is much more focused on the outcome. You see this Nine of Wands here, this person right here, who is really emotionally invested in this situation for all of the right reasons. This person really saw their future together and saw it as like a fated and destined union, saw it as like their absolute twin flame or soulmate, depending on what you prefer to call them. And this Nine of Wands, this person is battered, tired of taking actions to get them noticed. I feel like they know how attractive this person is. They know how attractive this person is. And, you know, they're kind of tired of grandstanding and saying, hey, I'm over here. I'm the one. This person will be really into you, then may kind of just fade out here and there as they're indecisive. But this person is very weary and tired of that. And so they really just want that one committed relationship where they feel secure in, and they feel like they can submit to and be vulnerable with. And I feel like this person may have found somebody, but this person still hangs on, because the Two of Wands still hangs on to this option up here. Very nostalgic. This was their partner. This was the one, but they're tired of constantly trying to get this person's attention and constantly trying to get that person to commit to them and to be as invested in them as they are. So that's what this is at. Do they think about you during these tough times? Absolutely. Absolutely. They think about starting it back up again. They valued you highly. You were one of many, but they did value you highly. And you are one of the people that they are thinking about on a regular basis. And you're one of the people that they think they should settle down with. And so you are in the running, but they just haven't made a decision either. I feel like both of you, this person has somebody in their life that will give them this situation. I just don't know if they want to take it at this time. So we have a cardinal moon. Be bold and make your first move, but it is in reverse, which means I think both of you are a little bit apprehensive about making a move for different reasons. I think this person doesn't really know what they want, because they have this steady, reliable person that is always there for them, is the person that is always the one that picks up all the pieces. And but they still just idealize this relationship with this person. This person was just their ideal. So this person doesn't know if they want to go through it again. This person doesn't know if this person is what they want. So I don't think either one of you at this time are going to make a big move right now that I can see. I would definitely put this more up here. And then blossoming, the flower moon, but in reverse. And I'm going to put it down here is because this person would love to have this moment where this love blossoms. But they have to have, see how this guy went from just working hard and just browbeaten and he's exhausted to, he wants the security, he wants to take action, but he wants to know that it's going to pan out, that they're going to go off into the sunset and live happily ever after. But not sure if it could blossom into that. Very realistic person, very, you know, they have to, this person has to take an action that will generate a result that is positive for them, I feel. So we have success. Ooh, but got it upright. So they may end up choosing you. This person may end up choosing you in the end because it is successful. Or vice versa, they could find somebody, this person could choose this person, and it's going to be success either way. So this is going to be a successful outcome. It depends. Oh, wide open. So yeah, this is one of those things where these people are kind of keeping their options open because they know that they can succeed. This person can pick these other people. This person knows this person has always been there, reliable and steady. So I would say they're wide open to possibilities at this time. Finding sanctuary, opening your spiritual source. I feel like because it's in reverse, all that says to me is that this person isn't, they're not sitting at home, they're not reclusing in. It's not like these people are sitting around waiting for each other. And just hoping that the other one chooses the other one. No, these people are out there, they're mingling, they've got options, they're utilizing them. You know, they're confident people, they're secure people, they know that they have a lot to offer. There's just whether or not it's going to be with this union, but they do think about each other and they do consider each other the option. Oh, so the two people in this relationship is the Road Runner, Knight of Swords, courage in action, best of intentions. And then we have this other, the Chameleon. So I feel like this person is more the chameleon. And the chameleon is camouflage, adaptation, and clairvoyance. This person is waiting for a sign. They're trying to pick. It is very exhausting work for them. During a time like this, you almost feel like you have to pick somebody, you have to do something, you have to take an action because it seems like time is so precious. People are so precious and everything has just kind of, I don't know, got in a different realm where you think about somebody on a different level now. And she knows this person knows they need to make a decision. The Road Runner, Knight of Swords, courage in action, best of intention. This person is an action-oriented person. You see him in the Four of Wands, you see him in the Two of Wands, and you see them in the Nine of Wands. And so they're the little road runner here. This one's much more quick on the draw, much more factual, much more, they make their decision, they're done, they take action. This person, they gotta be a shapeshifter, they gotta be a chameleon, they gotta be a smooth talker, they're always working a deal, they're always like out there and mixing and mingling and getting attention, and so this person has a very difficult time making decisions, where this person not only doesn't have a problem making decisions, but takes action. And they're not going to stick around for this person who's constantly wavering. They're going to go out there and choose this reliable person because it's a tough time. You know, they don't want to hang around with this person. Unleash your creativity. I feel like if this person is willing, they're going to have a creative approach to get attention again, but they look so weary. And I feel like this person has to come up with a new and innovative way to make a decision, and stop wavering so much in the realm of indecision. I feel like this person makes decisions that are based on money and longevity and stability, and so they have a lot of partners that are offering that to them, where this person is just heart. It's all heart. You know, they fall in love with their heart. The reason they were drawn to this, which for the 2 and the 4 of Wands, 2 of Cups, is because they know it's a union. They know it's the one. Roadrunners, birds, anything are very, very intuitive. They know when things are intuitively wrong, when things are a threat, when they just fly off, or they just run away from it, they just get away from it because they just know that it's a predatory energy on them. And that's why this person may be just thinking, gosh, I want to pick this person who's just right at my fingertips, who I know what won't hurt me, that I can make something blossom with. Okay, so we have family. That is the united energy in here. That is the energy that is going to clarify this energy for each one. What kind of family do each one of these want? This person seems a little bit more, this person seems, and it's Venus oriented, so it seems a lot more money based, materialistic. This person kind of is heart based. They take actions that fulfill them. And so they kind of have a very different view of family, to be quite honest with you. They go about things very differently. So if you guys did ever unite, you would have to come up with a creative solution as to merge these 2 mindsets. And then a blessing for support is what this is on your guys' relationship, what we've chose today. And a blessing for support just basically signifies that, you know, whatever you guys decide, whoever you choose, that will be the one. It'll be the fated one. It's going to be the one that the universe wants you to pick. Don't get caught in indecision and waver too long, because this other person may just choose this other person. So, do you guys think about each other all the time? You guys really do. Both of you guys do. You both love each other. You guys are both open to the possibilities of each other, but you're open to lots of possibilities at this point. And finally, true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below my triggers. So this relationship needs to be on an intuitive level. I feel like this person gets kind of caught up in all the different feelings and doesn't really know how to direct them and focus their feelings. So they wait for something to come along to adapt to, and they feel like that'll make them happy too. This person is much more interested in, they're tired, they're exhausted, they just want this family, they want to settle down, they want to be happy, and they just want to move forward, love each other, support each other, and just have this bond that they know is absolutely fated and destined to be with. So it could be like one of those relationships where they're more like a twin flame, where it's just you guys met at the wrong time, or there's an obstacle in your guys' relationship that creates, you know, this indecision. But they do think about you during tough times like this, and they do often think they should pick you, they should choose you, you should be the one for them. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That is the end of this reading. All my contact information is listed below in the comments. And please go ahead and check out my other videos. They will be coming soon. I'm kind of quarantined, so I'm hoping to do quite a few of these while I'm quarantined. And I really appreciate you guys tuning into my channel, and have a wonderful day and be safe.